it. Today's going to be a pretty decent day. Cloudy, high 47. We're looking at cloudy skies tonight and 100% chance for some rain with a low down to 38.
That's chilly.
Is it time to bring out the winter coat? Is it that time
I
yet?
did get the heavier fleece out this weekend. I did get the heavier fleece.
I was cleaning out the closet that has all my coats and things for all seasons, and I was looking at the winter coat and thought, do I take it out? No, she can stay in there.
We
walked the coat in there.
We walked along the main street downtown St. Joe this weekend and stopped in a couple of stores looking at coats. Just couldn't do it.
You need a new coat?
Well, I don't need a new coat because I have a bunch of coats.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the coats and it's like, oh, those are nice. That'd be a nice new winter coat. But it's not cold enough yet.
No.
I think it's going to get cold enough soon.
Because if you buy it, then that's when it's going to have. You're going to buy it. You're going to try it on. You're going to be like, man, this is good. I'm going to put this in the rotation now. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's going to start snowing. So you don't want to manifest that. No. You just leave it in the closet.
All right.
Leave it on the shelf. Don't buy it yet. Buy it only when you need it. But yeah, I have a big like poofy winter coat.
Yeah.
Not like the big like goose down crazy, I can't put my arms down kind of coat.
Yeah.
But I got a new one last season, last winter, and I like it. I think it's great.
What color is it?
Blue.
Oh,
navy blue.
Okay.
Like WSJM navy blue.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does it have the fake fur around the hood like mine?
No.
What are you laughing at?
Why would I put the fur around there? I'm not going into the. I'm not a.
It's a nice wind deflector. That's what it's for.
I'm not going up north, like to the North Pole. I'm not on the bobsled team
wait till you see my Arctic coat. It's very comfy.
Ken, are you going to work or are you going to do the Iditarod this weekend?
Got to stand outside for a while.
Well, we got a lot to get to this morning. Let's catch you up with what's happening in the news. WSJM News brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See GoMichigan.com. Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg, updating the story that WSJM first brought you on Friday. Investigators with Benton Township Police Department report they've arrested 2 suspects connected to a kidnapping and subsequent burglary at Dunham Sports in Benton Township. Benton Township Police say a joint investigation revealed that a manager from Dunham's was kidnapped at gunpoint away from the store late last week and held hostage by 2 suspects. One of the suspects went into Dunham's after hours and used 2 large coolers to steal a large number of firearms. The suspect then fled the store. The victim was released by the suspects, and the victim called 911. After obtaining initial information from the victim, law enforcement investigators quickly developed 2 suspect profiles. Surveillance was initiated on their whereabouts, and the suspects were observed carrying the coolers into a residence in Benton Township. Police credit the joint investigation with local, state, and federal law enforcement partners, resulting in multiple search warrants that were executed at various locations throughout Benton Township, culminating in the arrest of 2 suspects at the Berrien County Jail right now on various charges, including kidnapping and robbery. 32-year-old Darnell Bishop and 25-year-old Dontrell Nance. All of the stolen pistols, except for one, were successfully recovered by law enforcement. The police plan to release more details about that investigation later today. State Representative Pauline Wenzel says the legislative session that just ended in Lansing was a whirlwind of what she calls partisan bills from Democrats that left Republicans' ideas in the dust. Wenzel's back in the district until January, now that the session has wrapped up. She tells us Democrats did not waste any time pushing their priorities when they took control.
There was no thought. Policy should take time. It should be thoughtful, and there should be lots of input from stakeholders and people around the state, not things that are just rushed through. I mean, things were so rushed that there were times that we were voting on bills that we hadn't actually seen. The bills weren't even in front of us because they weren't really written yet. They were still being written.
Wenzel says the worst of all the bills passed was sweeping energy legislation requiring Michigan to get 100% of its electricity from renewable resources like wind, solar, and nuclear by the year 2040.
In order to do this and put this much solar up, they took away complete local control, and now these solar and wind turbines can go anywhere without the local municipalities okaying them.
Wenzel says 195 bills were passed in just the last 2 weeks of the session. Only 14% of which came from Republicans. She's hoping things change, at least for a while, in January when Democrats will lose control of the state's House. That's because 2 representatives have moved on after their own elections took them out of that office. The House will be split until special elections can be held in the affected districts. The Berrien County Drain Commission is meeting with the public tomorrow on flooding issues in Bridgman. Drain Commissioner Christopher Quatrin tells us there's an area of the city where residents have been reporting a number of issues during heavy rainfall. It's on the north side of Lake Street near Pearl, Church, and Clark Streets. Quatrin says the problem has gotten worse in recent years.
We had a couple town hall meetings with the city where citizens came in and they asked that I step in, Drain Commissioner, and help relieve the issues.
Quatrin says there used to be a lot of farmland in the area, but as the city has been developed, the Williams and Essig drain is no longer adequate.
What happens is you become more urbanized, you create more runoff, and those pipes were designed, that system was designed on a different runoff factor. So over time, that design, the capacity of those pipes no longer can handle the loads that are being contributed to that, the flows and loads on that drain due to more impervious surfaces.
Quatrin says Tuesday's Board of Determination meeting will be a chance for residents to present their issues and arguments for having the issue addressed. He sent letters to around 600 residents inviting them to this meeting. A panel of 3 independent parties will listen to the information presented and determine if a drain district is warranted in that area. Tuesday's meeting will be at 3 o'clock at Waco Beach. And the Michigan Department of Transportation is testing a pilot program this year to have high school students paint the blades of snowplows.
Cool.
How fun is that going to be?
I love that idea.
MDOT spokesperson Jocelyn Garza tells us the Paint the Plow program encourages young people to develop safety messages and artwork for the plows.
It's an opportunity for them to develop a safety message, work together collaboratively with their classmates to complete this design. And then it adds an additional safety messaging factor out in the community as well.
Paint the Plow is being tested at one high school in Clinton County this year, but then they plan to expand it next year.
We'd like to make it available across the entire state. So what people can expect to see is over the course of the winter, we'll continue shoring up all of the guidelines to make sure that the process is really smooth for any schools that want to try and participate next year. And then we'll have a web submission form.
Garza says Southwest Michigan students should have their chance to paint plows in time for next winter. MDOT operates around 330 snowplows and contracts with 63 counties to maintain state highways each winter. The Paint the Plow program will involve MDOT plows, but the agency will also work with county road commissions and departments to see if they can be part of the program too. Yeah, I mean, what would you paint on a plow blade?
First thought was shark teeth.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Just big, mean teeth,
big
like they
old
put
mouth.
in the big old, yeah, like they'll put on the jets and things like that, or boats.
I think that'd be fun.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Or big eyes.
Yeah, you
like
could
that are looking at the car.
Big bug eyes. Or you could paint like the back of another snow plow, so it looks like it's going backwards down the road. That's always fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, in the WSJM newsroom, struggling to find ideas to paint a plow. I'm Ken Lundberg.
It'd be weird if you did one where it's like it was the painting of the back of the truck, so it looked like it was going in reverse at you. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever been going down the highway and there's a tow truck in front of you pulling something that's backwards, it's the scariest thing ever. And if you're not driving, you can take a picture of it and send it to your friends, and they go, "Wow, watch out!"
They still name the plows, don't they? Like when the new plows come out, they I know
like
they for a while
plow face.
Yeah, they've had that's actually one of them. I think that is the name of one of them.
Yeah.
But MDOT, I know when they would bring in a new plow, they would name it. So I think they're still doing that. So that's really awesome.
The Titanic, did they ever name them Titanic?
Why would they name it Titanic?
I don't know. It's like a vessel name.
No, because if you name it Titanic, then it would never finish the job.
No, it's a Titan.
It wouldn't finish its journey.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It would be so ironic if it was like stuck on the side of the road in a ditch somewhere, split in half.
We could name it the Edmund Fitzgerald then.
No, also a bad idea.
Darn it.
Think of boats that actually completed their journeys.
Nobody ever remembers those.
We'll catch you up with sports here in just a few minutes. Plus, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
Israel's war cabinet meeting late into the night, discussing a possible hostage deal for the release of some of the more than 200 people being held by Hamas. It's an agreement mediated by officials from Qatar, and it's not a done deal yet. Today begins 3 official days of tributes and mourning for former First Lady Rosalind Carter. ABC's Morgan Norwood says she was equal partners with her husband, Jimmy, before and after they went to the White House.
She was the first First Lady to maintain her own office in the East Wing, while also attending her husband's cabinet meetings and traveling to meet with heads of state. As she would write in her memoir, I was more a political partner than a political wife. Her husband calling her an almost equal extension of myself. Mrs. Carter was also a champion for mental health.
Microsoft has hired Sam Altman following the OpenAI's creator and ouster from his company, OpenAI. The board announcing suddenly over the weekend that Altman was out in a corporate shakeup that shocked the artificial intelligence world. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Your sports update on the morning show is brought to you by True Blue Financial. Independent, uncomplicated, dedicated.
Sports on the Michigan News Network.
A monster comeback for the Lions to get to 8.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Do want to say a big shout out to our usual wonderful audience. We've got Bill. Good morning, Bill. And good morning to Teresa. She says, good morning, Ken and Johnny. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Aw, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Teresa. And then, of course, Teresa giving her good mornings to Bill and a good morning to Teresa. So, yeah. Getting ready for Thanksgiving. We're already getting happy Thanksgiving wishes.
Yeah?
To everybody. Yeah.
Happy upcoming Turkey Day, folks.
You said you went shopping. What did you get for your Thanksgiving Day?
Well, no, I did a little clothes shopping. I did do some clothes shopping. There were some immediate needs that needed to get my mom some fleece jammies.
Nice.
Yeah, because she didn't have any fleece jammies, any new ones, and so
got to have the jammies.
Had to go get her those, and there were a couple of things on sale. The big fleecy, fluffy zip up tops.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I picked her up an extra one of those.
Nice.
So that was nice. And then what did we do? Oh, getting some supplies in order for Thanksgiving. We're going to have lobster rolls.
Ooh.
Yeah, lobster rolls. And then Stephanie has a family recipe. It's almost, I guess it's a family tradition in her family to have creamed lettuce.
Creamed lettuce?
Have you ever had creamed lettuce?
No.
I had never even heard of the thing before.
Is this like a 1950s like Betty Crocker cookbook thing?
Clip the magazine, Red Book or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's a recipe. I don't know. It came
Creamed
through.
lettuce.
I think her grandmother used to always bring it, and it was delicious. I loved it. She made it with some substitutions because Stephanie has something against mayonnaise. She's not a big mayonnaise fan like I am. I could just sit there and scoop mayonnaise like ice cream, but she does not like that. Yeah, creamed lettuce. So she used some vinegar and some Greek yogurt, salt and pepper, chopped up the iceberg lettuce.
Yeah, seems pretty simple.
Salt, pepper, delicious.
Fun.
It was actually really delicious. And you know what it really tasted like was the lettuce with the secret sauce on a Big Mac. Tasted just like that.
So different from like the Caesar salad. So
yes,
you don't have
way different.
Way different from that.
Yeah, just like, so if you're ever looking for the secret ingredients for a Big Mac, I think we discovered it.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's in the creamed lettuce.
All right.
How about you? What'd you do this weekend? Well, you had the soft opening.
Yep,
with
soft
What's
opening.
the name of her store?
Flourish Books and Plants.
Flourish.
Yep.
Nice.
Flourish Books and Plants. Yeah.
How did the name come about?
I can't remember. I have to ask her. Jocelyn, she watches this on a regular basis. I'm not sure if she's up this morning, ready to go. But yeah, I can't remember exactly where she came up with the name. I'm a name guy, so I always help come up with different ideas and different things. But what I usually do when I'm coming up with a name for something is I just think of all the different ideas of and just start putting stuff on a board.
Yeah.
Just write it, or a piece of paper, just writing it all down.
Wow.
So we'll have to get the backstory on that.
Okay.
But first, let's get back to the show.
Okay.
All right. Man, that's what we're doing. Moving fast this week, as it is the week of Thanksgiving, getting ourselves ready for getting ourselves physically ready to eat lots and lots of
and
food.
mentally ready for lots and lots of people.
and then also mentally prepared for, hey, it's a short week, short work week for most people. So what do I need to get done right now so that I don't have to do it right at the last minute before the holiday?
Yeah.
So a lot of that coordination, a lot of that juggling that's going on for a lot of people. But we're also on our live stream on our Facebook page and our YouTube if you want to hang out. We were talking about this just a little while ago about the different names for plows.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
my friend, Mr. Ford, who's a teacher, he said some of the names were, and I don't know, I think these are actual names of the MDOT plows.
Okay.
Darth Blader.
Love it.
Sir Plows a Lot. Those are good ones.
I like it.
I think those are actual names from some of them. But yeah, it's pretty cool that they're doing the painting of the mural. So with the blade thing, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The blades that they're going to have students in parts of the state of Michigan paint for MDOT.
Mm-hmm.
How are they doing it? Are they just dropping off a blade and then picking it up later? Is that how that's kind of happening in a classroom? Or does the class have to like go to the garage where they store it and get the job done there?
That level of detail, I don't know. I'm looking at the story that we have.
I assume that what they're doing is they're dropping it off at the school, they're painting it, getting it ready, and then
maybe they're just designing it. I don't know. They could just be designing it. Let's see. Ovid LC High School is the first one. They're going to paint a snowplow blade. They've got their art teacher involved, which is a good idea, obviously. Teamwork, communication, blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't know if they actually physically get to paint, because once you paint it, it looks like the kids are actually painting it at the school there.
Okay.
You've got to put some kind of protective coating on top of it.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. Is they're probably going to have the kids paint it, then they're going to pick it up, they're going to take it to their shop, do the clear coat or whatever.
Yeah.
Protect it and get it done.
Theirs, they put a reindeer who was slipping on the ice in front of it.
Ooh, now that would be a great idea. Put a reindeer that
like
had
a herd of reindeer, maybe,
or like a reindeer that had already been hit.
Oh yeah, that's dark,
gross. But or just put a bunch of bugs. Just put a bunch of bugs on there. Yeah. Giant flies.
Yeah, huge bugs like on your windshield.
Oh man.
No, I like the snowplow. I like Darth Blader. That's a
Darth
really
Blader
good
is a great name.
That is a great name.
I think if I had a plow company, that's what I would call my company. Would be called Darth Blader.
I don't know why they didn't think of this sooner. This is great. I love it. They should paint every single snowplow blade that the state runs.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Lots of things to get to this morning in the news. I noticed that this is a pretty interesting thing as we're talking about Thanksgiving dinner. We were just talking about, were we talking about this on the air or just on the live stream? Was the creamed lettuce thing
on the
Stephanie
live stream?
Does.
On the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I revealed behind the scenes stuff from the live stream here on the air. That's okay, though.
Exclusive content go.
Because I love the sharing of recipes, and I was asking this to a lot of people. Was like, what is your go-to thing to bring to Thanksgiving dinner? And are you going to come up with anything special? Because I got a buddy that listens to this Fine Award-winning program, and he said, like, I'm trying to come up with a new thing to bring to the dish to pass. And he was asking Jocelyn, like, what's a good idea? What's something new that's not going to take a lot of work?
Yeah,
that I can simply bring to the table. And she threw out a few ideas.
Baked Alaska sounds
good.
A
baked Alaska?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Ooh. I've never done a baked Alaska.
Me either. I've never even eaten one.
The other day I thought corn casserole.
Ooh.
That's a classic. And
I've never heard of corn casserole.
Never had a corn casserole?
No, what is in that?
Just corn. and then there's the casserole in there.
Like noodles or something?
You do like corn, like it's pretty much corn and cornbread.
Okay.
And a couple other ingredients. Cheese. There's a lot of cheese.
I saw a recipe for an upside down cornbread cake, and it looked so good.
I would eat that.
Yeah. It was obviously the regular cornbread on the bottom, but on the top, it almost looked like it had a caramelized crust on it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And it looked really good. It probably had a bunch of cheese on it.
Probably had a lot of corn, too.
Yeah, there was corn. It's cornbread. Yeah.
So it's corn cake, so it's sweet.
Well, I mean, you can make your cornbread sweet or savory.
Yeah. Yeah, but if they
Your
got
choice.
a caramely thing on top.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. Are you a mac and cheese family?
Love mac and cheese. Love mac and cheese
for
from
Thanksgiving.
scratch. Yeah.
For Thanksgiving?
Oh, no. Usually when macaroni and cheese or macaroni shows up on the Thanksgiving table, I've had it in the past where it's like that salad. It's got peas in it and a jar of mayonnaise or something like that.
See, there's a lot of people
that's cold.
When I see other friends of mine that will share, like they'll share what's on their Thanksgiving table, I always see mac and cheese, and I always regret not making mac and cheese. So last year, what I did is I made the mac and cheese.
Ooh, yum!
It was either for Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, and
from scratch.
Yeah,
nice.
It was delicious. About like 3 or 4 different kinds of cheeses in there.
Yum.
Made the sauce, all that stuff, and oh man, it was so good.
That does sound good. You put a bread like crust on it.
Put the crust in there, and then you make it very custardy, so it almost comes out like when you cut a square, it comes out as a square, so it's more of a custardy pie mac and cheese thing.
You ever have cottage cheese loaf?
Have I had cottage cheese loaf? I don't think I have.
It's like a Special K type thing.
I've had Special K loaf.
Yeah, same thing.
That's good.
Same thing. That's good. Yeah, maybe that's my Thanksgiving thing this year.
There you go.
Maybe I'll make one of those.
Yeah, because you got the tofurkey.
We're not going to do the tofurkey. We're going to do lobster rolls this year.
Oh yeah, the lobster rolls.
Yeah,
all right. Rolls. Dang, that's fancy.
Yeah,
with all the butters and the rolls and oh man,
the bread is hungry. The best part.
Yeah,
the bread is the best part.
I would honestly, with lobster rolls, I would eat just the bread.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, I don't know what's better. It's the combination of the two great things.
Yeah.
The lobster plus the roll plus the butter.
And some celery and yum.
Man,
crunch.
We're getting hungry this morning.
Sorry.
But think about that too as your dish to pass.
People everywhere are changing up their Thanksgiving recipes now. It's like,
absolutely.
Got to get mac and cheese, got to get creamed lettuce, lobster rolls.
Bill says on our Facebook page, love me some mac and cheese for any meal.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's good stuff.
Teresa says, I love listening to you guys.
Aww, thank you, Teresa.
Thanks, Teresa. We love reading your comments about sending us all these affirmations. Other things going on in the news. Anything you want to throw out here right now?
No, I saw the self-checkout thing. That's kind of fun.
We should talk about that in a little bit because I was at the store over the weekend and saw a ton of the Thanksgiving supplies. It was stocked, ready to go. And I went through the self-checkout.
Yeah.
But it's something to talk about is the idea of, is the self-checkout good for the store?
Oh, yeah.
Like as far as not just, employees, but also there's another big problem that with self-checkouts is theft.
Oh, yeah.
That can happen. So
we should talk about that. And I can throw something in there about developing film.
Ooh.
Camera film. When's the last time you did that?
I have not done that probably since high school.
Yeah. Yeah. So I walked one of my boys through that experience this week.
Oh, man.
That was fun.
Did you go in the dark room and everything?
No, I have the equipment somewhere.
Okay. You've got the stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. All right.
But we can talk about that
We'll
later.
have to talk about that too.
It was interesting.
Put that on the list. We'll chat about some other things. If you have anything you ever like to chat about, you can always comment on our Facebook page and our YouTube. You can also call us 925-WSJM. We'll catch you up with news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute next.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people that make the difference. Meet Jen Postello, mortgage lender for Van Buren County.
Yeah, the mac and cheese is an unsung hero of Thanksgiving. The one, I guess the one reason why I always battled with not putting mac and cheese on the table or having that dish, because it's so dense and so filling that as you are, kind of going about your plate and filling that up, you already have the turkey and the mashed potatoes and all these other really, the stuffing, those really substantial big things.
Wow.
And it's like, do I have room for the mac and cheese?
Wow.
But man, once I had it, so good. So good.
Well, and I mean it's a lifesaver because sometimes people don't prepare the turkey right. It comes out drier than a cardboard box, and so other people are like, "Oh yeah, the turkey is really good. Can I have some more mac and cheese though? That's really my favorite." See, you're saving people.
See, we don't mess around with the turkey. The turkey's always good. It's always juicy. It's always perfect because we are like that too. Where it's like, don't make
a lot of pressure there.
A lot of pressure on the turkey.
Yeah.
So don't mess up the turkey. If you mess up the turkey, you ruin Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So anybody that is responsible for the makings of the turkey, make sure to baste it. Pay attention to that baby. Give it that time and consideration. Don't overcook it like National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Ooh.
You do not want that.
Yeah.
I've never deep fried a turkey. I've had deep fried turkey.
Yeah.
And I've seen someone do it, but I've never been fully responsible for that.
Super simple and very, very satisfying at the end of it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And very dangerous while you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah. Do not let the neighbor cats around.
Yep. That's another one
They'll
that takes
teeter on the edge of the pot. And
then, it takes constant focus, and you got to pay attention to all the stuff that's going on because you want to be very, very careful, and you want to have all of your safety stuff nearby as well.
Yeah.
But deep fried turkey's great.
Because
turkey, never done the smoked turkey.
No, smoked turkey. I know somebody who did one just last week and took it to a company party, but that's intense as well because smoking anything
takes a long time.
Meat-wise takes a long time. Yeah. You have to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you wake up at 2 a.m. and re-stoke the thing and put the new chips in there.
Right. But it turns out delicious.
Oh yeah, it's
just that the very time consuming thing. I was telling you about spatchcocking a turkey.
Yes.
Could do that. That's another technique.
Yep.
And I think that would turn out really juicy because all of it gets to sit into all of the deliciousness. And you can keep it one of the words that Jocelyn doesn't like, moist.
Why doesn't she like that word?
She doesn't like that word. A lot of people don't like the word moist. That's like on the list of least hated word or most hated words, moist.
So if there's a tow truck around, how does she feel about the word hoist?
Hoist, fine.
She's
it's
okay
the
with
moist. It's the moist. You think about it. You break down the word. You slow it down a little. The moist. It's a lot. It's a lot going on there. Anybody else in that camp of the not liking the word moist?
Or other words that you just hate?
Yeah. She has a whole bunch of them. I will not list them off because
she's a very literary person.
Yeah,
though.
she is.
I mean, she reads a lot, right? Which is why she loves her bookstore.
Absolutely.
On News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just about 7:30 on this Monday, November 20th. Just a few days away from Thanksgiving, and we've been making you hungry this morning because we've been talking about food that you'd be putting on the table. Man, I'm hungry just thinking about it.
Me too.
Today gonna be cloudy and about a high of 47. Gonna be a little windy. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour.
What if you instead of serving turkey first? What if you served pumpkin pie first?
Oh, you're going Quentin Tarantino style.
Oh, does he do that?
No, how he does every movie.
Oh, okay.
He gives you the ending first.
Yeah, I think you start off with pumpkin pie. Because you always, pumpkin pie gets short shrift here because you're getting it at the end of the meal after people are already stuffed and in food comas.
Well, let me ask you this.
Give them dessert first.
Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Have
you had both?
I don't think I've had a sweet potato pie.
Oh, man.
I've had pecan pie. I love pecan pie.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I made a sweet potato pie last year.
Yeah.
So good.
How do you make it?
You take sweet potatoes.
Like real sweet potatoes?
Yeah, we
not
did
from a can.
Nope, not from a can.
Okay.
We cooked them.
Nice.
We put them in the food processor and got it done.
Yum.
It was delicious.
That does sound good.
A little bit more on the sweet side than a pumpkin pie. Man, it was good.
Wow.
Really good. So I have now moved into the sweet potato pie camp. So
okay,
you want to?
Pumpkin pie. We all know this. We've heard the thing now that pumpkin pie in a can, the pumpkin stuff in a can, not really pumpkins. It's primarily squash.
Right. Even though
sugar.
It says 100% pumpkin,
it's not.
It's like No, it's
No,
probably in the
it's some other squash.
pumpkin squash family.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got away with it.
But I do like pumpkin. Pumpkin itself is great.
I saw this over the weekend that there's a guy, he's a lawyer. You know how you have your injury lawyers?
Oh, yeah.
That really focus on a lot of those things, vehicle
Yes.
injuries and things
Yep.
like that. This guy focuses on the companies that false advertise, where it says like made with, like they'll say like, oh, this soda is made with real vanilla. And he looks it up and he's like, nope, it's not. So he actually does those lawsuits. He focuses on a lot of those lawsuits. And there's a lot of them when you think about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that you go to the store and you realize, man, I'm going to buy this because it has made with real ingredients. And then you don't ever actually turn it around and look at the ingredients.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I've been on a number of diets throughout my lifetime where you have special things that you are not supposed to eat. Anything with any added sugar or anything with high fructose syrup or whatever, corn syrup. Not supposed to eat that stuff, and if they don't put it in the ingredients, it's there. Vanilla, for instance, or if you say natural flavoring, if you ever look up the definition of what natural flavoring really is, it's not natural. It is a flavor, that's for sure, but you don't know where it could come from. Like the substitute vanilla comes from a certain part of the beaver. In the beaver family. It's not happy. So get the real stuff.
It's like a gland in their butt, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. But darn, it tastes like vanilla.
Man, these cookies are delicious. What'd you put in it? I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
Well, let's catch up with what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg with a look at local stories. Do you think people are throwing out imitation vanilla as we speak?
Probably.
They're like, is this imitation vanilla? Throw it out.
That's why I make my own vanilla.
Oh, boy. I love vanilla beans.
It's great.
That is fun to scrape the seeds out of the vanilla beans. In the news, investigators with Benton Harbor Township Police Department report they've arrested 2 suspects connected to a kidnapping and subsequent burglary at Dunham's Sports in Benton Harbor. Benton Township Police say a joint investigation revealed that a manager from Dunham's was kidnapped at gunpoint last week and held hostage by the 2 suspects. One of them went back to Dunham's after hours and used 2 large coolers to cart off a large number of firearms. The victim was released by the suspects. He then called 911. Benton Township Police credit the joint investigation leading to arrests with local, state, and federal law enforcement partners. They executed search warrants at various locations throughout Benton Township at the Marion County Jail right now on various charges, including kidnapping and robbery. 32-year-old Darnell Devon Bishop and 25-year-old Dontrell Damon Nance. All of the stolen pistols, except for one, were successfully recovered. Law enforcement plan to release more details about the investigation later today. Citizens of Buchanan might soon have to decide whether to recall their mayor. Residents Carla Johnson and Monroe LeMay filed the wording on Friday at the county clerk's office. The recall reportedly centers around Mayor Sean Dennison's decision to suspend the Buchanan city manager. As we've reported, recent social media posts from the citizens and the mayor have focused a great deal of attention on financial challenges Buchanan is having. The Berrien County Election Commission will meet on Monday, December 4th to review the recall petition. If the petition is approved, organizers will have 180 days to gather signatures to force a special election to decide whether or not to keep the mayor. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
I'll do it.
You do what?
I'll be the mayor.
You want to be the mayor?
Yeah, I don't live there, but I'll be the mayor. I think I would love to see
Mayor Johnny.
I would love to see somewhere in Southwest Michigan, because it's happened in other places around the United States where they've had a dog as a mayor. I think we need a dog mayor.
You're not advocating for a dog mayor.
I think my dog, Plinko. He lives nearby. He would be a great mayor.
Mayor Plinko. What would Mayor Plinko's platform be? What would he want to support?
He would love to support naps, dog sweaters.
Okay. See, I think a platform of more dog parks,
more fire hydrants,
definitely. More dog pickup bags, little waste bags.
Yep.
Because those things are always out.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're always out and nobody uses them.
Oh, I had a story this weekend. Maybe I'll share it on the video.
We will have to do that.
Yeah.
We'll catch you up with sports in just a little bit. Dave Wolf out this week, so we're actually covering with our friends from ABC. We'll find out what's happening news-wise around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
All right, what do you got? You got a story for me?
Oh, you want to hear the dog-related story?
Yeah, give me the dog story.
So, Russell, he's 11 years old. He's my Portuguese water dog.
Mm-hmm.
Great dog. Inherited him from my folks, and Stephanie and I love this dog to death. He's a great dog. Saturday, he was rambunctious, had a great time. I don't know if he got into paper towels again. He loves to eat paper towels and tissues, but wouldn't do his regular bowel movement on the walks that he was supposed to do.
So when he eats all that tissue, that you don't have to wipe or anything like that because it just cleans them right out.
You would hope
the wipes on the inside.
You would wish that were the case. But so 2 a.m, and this isn't totally unusual. Sometimes he whines, he whimpers. He's like, okay, let me out. I want to go out. I forgot to do my business when you let me out before bed. So I get up. It's 2:23 in the morning.
Man, it's almost time for you to wake up.
It's almost my wake up time. And so he wakes up. He wakes me up. I take him downstairs, and he's just very gingerly. And I know that he has to go to the restroom because he can either go directly to the back door or he can veer off, which sometimes he does, to the kitchen and go get water or whatever. He stands for me patiently at the back door, and I'm stumbling through the dark to get the back door open, and I open the door and he starts going out, and then he trips.
Oh no.
He trips on my boys' shoes. They didn't put their shoes away.
Oh no.
And so their shoes are right in the way. And remember, poor Russell was whimpering to go out.
Yeah.
He woke me up, which I'm a heavy sleeper, so he had to whimper for a while. He trips and he loses control of his sphincter muscle. Right there in the back room.
Oh man. Happens to me every time I trip over shoes too.
So there was a little pile of stuff on the floor. There was a little pile on the rug, and there was a little pile on my boy's shoes, who the dog tripped over.
Good.
His shoes. Well, I thought about leaving it on the shoes. I had to clean it all up.
You should have left it.
I cleaned it all up.
You should have put it in the shoe. And a little sign.
I wasn't sure that none wound up in a shoe.
Oh, yeah.
He felt so bad. Russell felt so bad. He went outside and finished his business, and he came back inside. And he was all sheepish. I'm like, no, you're fine. You're fine. You tried.
No.
But he literally couldn't keep his S together.
Wow.
To get out the door when he tripped over those shoes.
Now, tell me this, Portuguese water dog. Was this dog designed and bred to find water? Is that why they're called water dogs? Is it like a truffle pig?
Close. They are classified as a working dog.
Yeah.
And what they did is helped fishermen with their fishing nets bring them back in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's basically their job.
Neat.
Is they get in the water, they help the fishermen with the fishing nets. I don't know if they actually help retrieve them or if they just point to them or whatever they do, but
sure.
They are a water dog, and
that's cool.
Mine has forgotten his job because he does not like the water.
Yeah, if he's a dog that could pull nets out of the way, he could have at least moved the shoes.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I think he did it on purpose. I think he was like, "Oh man, I'm going to trip over these. Oh, what did I do? I tripped over the shoes."
Yeah. My boy was in stitches when I was telling him the story. And the point was, move your shoes, clean your. He's like, no, this is a really funny story.
No, now I'm going to put a pile of shoes there, so I just have a pile of poop. Wow. Yeah. Jocelyn commented on what Plinko's platform would be if he were mayor of any town. It would be more treats, no rain.
Oh yeah,
he hates the rain. Like you literally, if it's sprinkling, he will not go outside to the bathroom.
Aw.
He's like, nope, not doing it. I will not. I will poop in the house and pee in the house before I go outside. We have to go with an umbrella. We carry an umbrella with us, whether it's a walk or we have to go out in the backyard. We're walking around. It's so funny. I'm sure my neighbors laugh at me when I'm walking around the yard, walking with my dog, carrying an umbrella over the top of him. It's ridiculous.
That's fun.
So he's definitely a diva. Be perfect. He would be perfect as a mayor because he's already got a handler to handle and keep him secure and keep him safe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if our folks who are watching the live stream, if you've been following any of that, which is going on in Buchanan, but I'm still astounded at what the city of Buchanan mayor had posted on their Facebook page, because he basically he read a a
rebuttal.
Well, it was, I mean, he read a speech that, it's a rebuttal. He read it to a commission meeting where a ton of constituents were sitting there and upset and wanted answers about why the city manager was fired, which he never addresses in the letter. But in his speech, he posted the whole darn thing up on Facebook. We reported about it last week. And it's all about money and people being uninformed. And if you want the city to do better, ask for the locals, the state, everyone to give us more money. Thrill on the Hill, we had to cancel it because we didn't have any money. And I mean, it's really, really fascinating to see what's going on here.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen next, and to see, because they're talking about a recall election.
Yep.
You know, I mean, at that point, then what's their backup plan? So if they recall them, they get them out, then they find somebody else.
Then they've got to
take
have
over the
election.
job. But then it's now another person that has to deal with. There may be a deeper problem with what's going on.
Yeah, and it all stems from the financial piece.
Right.
It all stems from the money.
Interesting.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, we'll have to. It's definitely a developing story, and we'll definitely keep our eyes on what's going on there in that small town.
Yep.
Voted
Pretty town.
Reader's Digest best small town or nicest town in America, I think is what the title was.
I think that's right.
Just a few years back.
Yeah. So. I used to live in Buchanan. Loved it there. Nice little town.
Go Bucks.
Yeah.
Teresa says, my dog was like that. He did not like the rain either. Yep. Yeah, I don't understand it. My dogs don't like the rain. I mean, I would assume your dog likes the rain. He's a water dog.
I don't know.
Not so much?
I don't know if he likes the rain either.
Debate here. Teresa says the pecan pie was my mom's favorite, but Bill says pumpkin or pecan pie.
Yes. Oh,
well, both, obviously.
Yes.
But if you had to choose, if you only had room on your plate and in your stomach for one piece of pie, are you going pecan or are you going pumpkin?
That's difficult because, I mean, I want to say pumpkin, but I probably have to say pecan because the crunch, the nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I would lean towards pumpkin unless there's coffee. If there's coffee, I usually will do coffee and pecan pie. But pecan pie by itself, I usually don't do that. What I don't like about pecan pie, and I've actually considered making the pecan pie more like, my mom will make these mini pecan pies that are pecan. They're like handhelds. Yeah, they're little tarts.
Yeah,
she'll make
delicious.
They're so good because she'll have not whole pecans. She'll have them ground up. So they're more ground up. And so all the sticky, delicious brown sugar stuff all gets incorporated with the nuts, and it's just this really nice thing.
Those are
what
super good.
Don't like about the regular pecan or pecan pie is that you have this sort of sugary gelatinous thing in there, and then you put the pecans on top.
Yeah.
I would like to incorporate it all together. So I think that's maybe the next time I make a pecan pie, that's how I'm going to do it.
What does Bill think? Is he a pecan or?
Yeah. What are you feeling?
It's definitely pecan pie. Yeah.
Pecan.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Pecan.
I love it.
I don't like pecan pie because it just sounds like pecan. Like I took a pecan and turned it into a pie. Why somebody has a pecan, I don't know. Maybe on long road trips or something. Pecan pie. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would probably go pumpkin pie 9 times out of 10.
So I kind of have to thank your mom, and I kind of have to say like this. Last week, random thought here.
What did my mother do?
She said it's probably all that coffee he drinks, talking about the kidney stone thing.
Yeah. She said that a few weeks ago.
That's been sitting in my brain, and I thought, I'm afraid to look this up because I love coffee more than just about anything else. I look it up, and it's one of the factors but everything came up as a factor.
Of course.
What do I love? I love almonds. I love cashews. I love coffee. All 3 of those things.
One thing you'll learn about my mother is she is critical of everything you do.
Me personally?
No, everybody.
Oh, okay.
You can never do anything perfectly right.
Is she listening right now?
She probably is. And I've told her this many times.
Okay. All right.
Is that she always finds, and I do the same thing. I'm very critical of a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think I get that from her. But you could be on top of the world.
Yeah.
Just won first place at the race.
Right.
Whatever you're doing, she'll always find something.
Yeah.
She's a little nitpicky with certain stuff.
But she'll
always
right.
find something.
But she was right, because I in the little medical article I was reading that seemed legit, caffeinated drinks, including coffee and other foods that have caffeine in them, a contributor.
Like when I was in baseball in high school, I would get a hit and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, it was good," but it wasn't really that good of a hit.
She did not.
Yeah, she'd say, "Ooh, it was just like a little dinky hit."
This is Reinhardt.
I got like a say an infield hit, or maybe not. It wasn't like a big line drive hit. It was just I got on base.
So if it's not a home run the whole time, it's like, come on, Jeff.
And even when I would hit a line drive and it would get caught, she'd say, "Well, that was a good one." And I was like, "No, that was an out." She's like, "Yeah, but you hit it hard." Really? So yeah, she's you'll find that about her, and I love her to death, but she likes to point out little things every once in a while. All right, let's get back to the show.
All right.
All right. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook and our YouTube, and this is the week where you're getting yourselves ready for Thanksgiving. We've been talking a lot about food lately, but another thing as far as when you're getting your food, a lot of times you're probably going to the grocery store and most likely going through the self-checkout, because more and more places that you go to only have the self-checkout. There's very few actual people checkout interactions. You got to go through that. And it's something to think about as those lines get longer and longer. You got a cart full of other stuff. You got to scan it yourself.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, I found this, is according to a new poll by Lending Tree, self-checkouts can be a bit of a problem when it comes to theft.
Yeah.
31% of Gen Zers, that's the young generation of, I know it's younger than me. It's a little bit younger than me.
Okay.
Because I fall under the millennial, I believe.
Oh, you're one of those.
I'm just on the outside looking in, but I think it's the Gen Zers.
Zoomers were born between the late 1990s and early 2010s.
Yeah, so a little bit younger than me.
Yep.
They apparently Gen Zers, 31% of them steal items from the self-checkout register, and that's more than double the 15% of people who do it at any age.
Wait a second. 15% of people are stealing at the self-checkouts?
Yeah. And 31% of the younger generation saying, I guess I'm taking this. Wow. Apparently a third of those that were polled in this poll by Lending Tree say that they have been caught. That doesn't mean they feel badly about it, because 44% plan to continue doing it. And stores are dealing with theft on a regular basis. Walmart over in New Mexico and some Wegman stores. You ever been to a Wegman?
I think I've driven by one.
That's like south, I think.
I don't know.
They have gotten rid of all of their self-checkout kiosks due to excessive theft.
This is why we can't have nice things, because we give you the opportunity to self-checkout. Just do it yourself. Be as fast as you want. Bag it the way you want. People are very particular about how they bag.
That's true.
And now 20% of Gen Zers are stealing from it. 15% of everybody stealing from self-checkout.
Let me ask you this. Are you in the self-checkout camp, or would you rather have someone else do it?
It depends on how much I have.
Yeah.
I will follow. I'm a rule follower when it comes to how many items I take through the self-checkout. Typically, it's like 10 or 15 items.
Yeah.
Don't come with your whole big 3,000 item grocery cart deal there. I love the self-checkout. I will choose the self-checkout every time.
I like it for, as you said, for the quick and easy. If I'm just got to go to the, grocery store and maybe pick up some cough medicine or something like that, or, some little one or two things, I'll just do that. But if I've got a full cart, that's too much work, man.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work.
If I've got and a lot of the places will start to not really care about the limit that you have, the 10 or 15 items or less for the self-checkout. I've gone to stores that's all they have.
The self-checkout?
Is the self-checkout. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like ones that will have the bottle slips where you go return your bottles, you get your 10 cents for each bottle, and you go back. I've tried to use that towards my purchase, and they say, "Oh yeah, it doesn't work in the self-checkout." Cool. Were you going to tell me that before I got through all my stuff? Or put that sign somewhere? So it's like, so I'm going to either cancel that order or just put that in my wallet for another time. And what happens? I forget about it.
Yeah.
So it more and more stores, I understand why they're doing it. It's to cut down on having so many employees to cover all those checkouts. But at some point, the money you're losing from theft kind of outweighs the money you would be saving by not having an employee man the checkout.
I don't understand that.
Because it's you're missing out on a lot of jobs and opportunities for, what was a lot of,
high school kids.
The baggers. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, that one store I think had a bagging competition.
Oh yeah.
And I think they still do that.
Probably.
So I think I'd love to see more and more of the regular checkouts happen again, but I don't know if that's gonna.
Or maybe it moves. You remember when Whole Foods or Amazon was doing the store tests,
where you grab it
when you take it off the shelf, then all of a sudden you get charged for it until you put it back. Yeah, maybe that's the idea. The theft deterrent that way.
That will probably come before the return of the regular checkouts.
Yeah,
back to the people checkouts because personnel is the issue. Yeah. As much as we all would love for just every aisle to be manned by a person and somebody else bagging our stuff, because I feel like with the self-checkout, I feel like I should get some money back.
Oh yeah, because you're doing the work.
Because I'm doing all the work. I'm bagging everything.
That's true. That's true. Why aren't we getting a discount for going through self-checkout?
I have no idea.
Probably because of the theft that's happening there.
Right. Like, yeah, we'd love to give you money, but that person just walked out with some gum.
Yeah. What are they stealing?
That's a good question.
Are they going after the big?
My guess is it's a lot of the smaller stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because when you go to the self-checkout, you kind of have that maze of the last minute. Oh, here's some beef jerky. Here's some gum. Here's some candy.
Yeah.
Stuff that you could put in your pockets.
See, I thought they were scamming the system by putting down, you put down 59 cents a pound bananas and you key it in as prime rib, or vice versa. You put down the prime rib and say, this is bananas.
This is bananas.
59 cents a pound here rather than $200 a pound or whatever.
Who gets 12 pounds of bananas?
I don't know. Maybe that it sends up a flag to the person. Hey, let me come over and help.
Well, it could be that. It could be something as simple as, I have 6 cans of something. Oh, I'm going to only put 4 cans in there, and I'm going to put two.
They're pretty
more
smart because you have to put the stuff down on the bagging area, which is a scale, and it weighs.
Yeah,
and
but if you say I don't want to bag that, you may not.
You have
sometimes
that option?
Sometimes.
Oh,
you don't want to bag that item, so you put it in the cart.
Using that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the stuff they're stealing, but the theft deterrent, how they're going to do that. I know some stores will check your receipt before you leave the store. Now that takes a lot. That takes a lot of work.
Just put some more of those fake cameras all over the place and say, "Hi, smile. You're on candid camera." Somebody's watching you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do to fix all that. But you had another shopping related thing, right?
I do. Well, it has to do with making sure you get the right stuff to make the turkey appropriately for Thanksgiving. You want to do this?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So this one that I found is the 11 biggest mistakes everyone makes with turkey. And part of it is buying a low quality bird.
Okay.
If you buy a low quality bird, I mean, the output's what you got on the input. So make sure you buy a good quality bird if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Don't overstuff the turkey. They say for proper cooking, if you have stuffing in there, especially if you jam the stuffing in there, it's not going to cook the turkey right. You're going to keep it in there for a long time. It's going to dry out. Cooking the turkey while it's still cold. Now, that's the biggest thing, because especially if you have a large turkey and it's frozen,
right,
and you don't take it out to thaw it in time, then you put it in cold, or maybe with some ice, or maybe you left the neck in it by accident, like I've done a couple of times.
Well, and even the proper thawing of the turkey too. That's important
without getting botulism
right.
or whatever.
You don't want to just say, "Oh, well, I'll just take it out and it's good to go." Yeah, and let this be a reminder to those people that are going to have Thanksgiving. Today's probably a good day to pull that out.
Yeah. Pull out your turkey. Well, don't listen to us. Just look at the instructions. Do some Google
whatever
searching.
Keep that in mind. It's all by weight and all that stuff.
A couple others, forgetting to look at the thermometer as you're making the turkey. Cooking at too high a temperature, can't speed it up too much. So if your dinner guests are arriving and you think, oh, I'll just throw it up to broil and that'll work. No, that's not going to work. Forgetting a roasting rack. That was the one at the grocery store. If you don't have a roasting rack, deep frying your turkey indoors. Don't do that.
Nope.
That is incredibly dangerous.
Even inside I've seen people do it inside their garage. And it's like, no, what if the flame goes up and then burns your garage door and causes all kinds of other issues?
Yeah. Forgetting to wait before you carve. See, because the important thing is
let it rest.
Yeah, you got to let it rest. And what that resting does is it allows it not only to reduce temperature, but the juices of the meat have a chance to re-expand, to go out from the center back out into the meat again. So that gives you 10 to 15 minutes to let your turkey. Don't toss your scraps. You can make a great broth or a soup from them.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We always say when we're cleaning up the turkey, like, give us the carcass.
Yep.
We need the carcass. We're going to make some stock.
So anyway,
that 15,
just some things to think about.
That resting time gives you enough time to pour yourself a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And enjoy that and decompress while your family is asking you a bunch of questions about, why aren't you cutting the bird yet?
When are we going to have grandkids?
Did you do it right? Did you make sure to baste the bird?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. It's all those questions.
Didn't baste the bird.
Why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids?
Keep going.
I got a million.
Keep going.
I'm just recapping every question I get asked on a regular basis. Anyways,
I usually get, what's your name again?
Yeah. Who are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, we'll catch you up with your Moody on the Market update here in just a few minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people that make the difference. Meet Patrick Swam, commercial lender for Berrien County.
Mike?
Teresa says her mom burned the turkey.
Oh, no. No.
They were able to save it. How do you burn a turkey? Trying to cook it too fast, maybe?
Maybe too fast and just left it in too long, forgot about it. The other thing that we always forget, or I used to always forget, is to warm up the rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Well, the other thing, too, is if you're bringing a dish to pass, what I think etiquette-wise is be mindful of oven space.
Yeah.
If you got something that needs to be warmed up, be mindful of space in the oven. Don't just assume as soon as you walk in that you could pop it in the oven.
Yeah.
Because there's no room.
Yeah.
The bird takes up a large percentage of that oven. So if you are bringing a dish to pass, I would say try for something that doesn't need oven time.
Yeah.
Grab something, a salad or something like that, or dessert, things like that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get ourselves prepped for our Moody on the Market update.
Okay.
Which story would we like to cover today?
I want to pull back something we did Saturday, the LMC promoting Earn and Learn program.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's EARN, not earn like cremation urn.
Yes.
Okay.
You are correct.
I didn't know if they were going to start a crematorium or a funeral science degree.
That reminds me of some really bad movies we saw this weekend, too.
All right. Well, let's get back to the show here.
Our stories as soon as we post them. Plus, sign up for our daily newsletter, which will be waiting for you in your email as you start your day.
So be in the know about what's happening in our business community day in and day out at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app.
Moody on the Market is a service made possible by your friends at Midwest Family.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, you can find it at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. And if you're watching our live stream, you can find photos of pheasants.
Well, my buddy he goes to one of the Dakotas every year to go pheasant hunting. And he sends me a picture of 7 pheasants. Beautiful pheasants, by the way.
Those are gorgeous.
Seven pheasants and 1 squirrel in the game lineup.
Nice.
I don't know the story behind it yet.
Yeah, I do want to know what happened to that squirrel.
Well, I know what happened to him.
Well, I know what happened to him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He was in the wrong
Was
place
he
at
acting?
the wrong time.
Was he acting like a pheasant?
Maybe he was in a tree and they shot a bird in a tree and they got the squirrel instead. Not supposed to do that.
Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And talking about Lake Michigan College inviting businesses to explore its Earn and Learn program, a way for them to hire summer employees at a fraction of the usual cost. LMC says thanks to a $500,000 gift.
Ooh,
that's a nice gift from Whirlpool Corporation and the Whirlpool Foundation. The program matches student employees with local businesses for a career building experience.
Yeah, it provides up to 80% of an employee's pay at $16 per hour for up to 20 hours a week over 12 weeks. The employers are responsible for the remaining 20% and any hours over 20 per week. Now, employers can also choose to pay more than $16 per hour or offer students employment beyond the 12-week program at their own expense. And their career development coordinator, Kathy Zabo, says that Earn and Learn will help students get experience in their chosen field and help employers in that field save while developing new workers.
That's a $500,000 program there.
That's great.
That's really nice. The deadline for businesses to apply to be part of this program is January 8th. So you've got a little bit of time, but you probably should get in there now.
Sure.
I imagine it's almost a first come, first serve, first qualified kind of thing. Students can apply through the LMC career platform. You can find out more information. We have the link on our story. It's at moodyonthemarket.com. LMC promoting Earn and Learn.
And your Moody on the Market update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Here's Rich Brandt and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners agency.
All right, folks, that about does it for the live stream portion of this fine award-winning program. We appreciate all of your comments.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
The fire or the burned turkey incident that Teresa was talking about said some of the juice from the turkey leaked, and my guess got to where it shouldn't have gotten and started a little flame.
That's where somebody forgot the rack.
Never forget the rack.
Never forget the rack.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day. We'll have more cooking tips later on this week, I'm sure, as we get ourselves prepared for the Thanksgiving Day feast.
Oh, yeah.
And the busy week ahead. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.